So tell me, you're a student now?
Yes.
What
yes.
year are you?
I'm a senior.
What's your major?
Sociology and a minor in human rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your headphones are pulling it down a little bit. I think that's all the information I need for the video. So, how did you first get involved with Fitz Center?
Wow. Well, the Fitz Center, I met Dick Ferguson through actually attending Dayton Early College Academy. And Dr. Hennessy knew my passion for community building, and she directed me to Mr. Ferguson. He told me about this great opportunity to become a Dayton Civic Scholar. And entering my freshman year, I pursued the opportunity, applied, and I got in.
So what is the Dayton Civic Scholars?
Well, the Dayton Civic Scholars is really a great opportunity for students to bond with students who have a passion for change, who wants to be change agents in the Dayton community and throughout, the world. And we are able to commit ourselves to different service opportunities, such as working with the citywide development, working with the Rubicon House, City of Dayton, and we actually go out and do certain projects as a group that's going to make a change in a neighborhood or in a school. So Dayton Civic Scholars, it's what you make it from the different things that, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Hold on, got to restart. Yeah.
What you had a passion for this before you even became involved with the Fitz Center. So, has the Fitz Center had an impact on you?
Yes, it has. Wow. Before I came to the Fitz Center, I had a passion to make a change in my community, just based on a lot of different things that I've seen as the poverty and the education system in Dayton. And the Fitz Center really shaped and molded me to bring things it framed it all in the perspective of what, community building really means. It's not just about going to a community and just changing it or developing it, but it's about building trustful relationships that's sustainable and long term, that you can really put the power into the people's hands and allow them to make that change. So actually, the Fitz Center has impacted me a lot as a student and as a person, really into my character, who I am today. Yeah.
Do you have any examples of things that you've done with the Fitz Center? What's something that you think has been meaningful for you or really had an impact on a community?
Yes, actually my sophomore year as a student, I was able to engage in an internship called the Rubicon House on Brown Street. And that allowed me to really engage with various different community partners, such as I was speaking about the citywide development, the Rubicon Park Business Association, the Fairgrounds neighborhood. And it allowed me to interact with other students and figure out what ways can I connect University of Dayton students to the Dayton community. Because we all familiar with how that's the big issue at University of Dayton. How can we get students connected to the city of Dayton? Well, me being at the Rubicon House, I utilized that asset to generate some type of social capital for students to get in the city of Dayton. So that was a great opportunity because I met a lot of different leaders that I didn't know. I actually was educated on some of the different projects about Dayton that's going to happen in the future, and I was like, wow, Dayton is really growing. Like, a lot of people think it's a dying city, but working with the Fitz Center, you actually get to see the things that's going on behind the scenes in Dayton, so it was great. Yeah.
Do you think that the Fitz Center is being successful in connecting students with the community?
Oh yes, it's doing an awesome job. Through the service learning program, you also have the semester of service, the Dayton Civic Scholars. One of my favorites is the neighborhood schools, because one of the biggest principles I take on is it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the Fitz Center helps the community with the assets that's going to empower them to help raise that child. So through like the neighborhood schools and the Dayton Early College Academy, they are able to do some amazing things. Yeah.
What is we kind of talked about the Dayton Civic Scholar. So what do you think is kind of the crux of the mission of the Dayton Civic Scholars? What is that organization all about?
Yeah, well, when I first became a Dayton Civic Scholar, I felt that it was an opportunity to learn about building relationships, because one thing that the Fitz Center tells you, and Brother Ray speaks about a lot, it's not just about making a change and you coming into the community, but about building human capacity with others. And it's about, changing who you are as a person, but also helping another community. And what the Dayton Civic Scholars has helped me, and I can say other students, is to look at ourselves and the things how we see the world, but what does it really mean to others, and how can we take in others people's ideas and their perspective and make it into one shared vision that we can hopefully make a greater change in society. Yeah.
What do you plan to do? We talked a little bit about this off camera, but what's your future?
Wow. Actually, I didn't mention this, but one thing that working with the Fitz Center, when I was able to become an intern for the Rubicon House, going into my summer semester, I actually was able to go to Africa, Cameroon, Africa, and I was able to do a community development project on an international level. So after I graduate, I want to actually continue on engaging in community development and actually doing it on an international level. So it's kind of up in the air right now. I actually mentioned to you earlier about the seminary opportunity. I actually want to be involved in faith, because one thing that I also realized that you got to have a lot of courage to do the type of work. You got to have a lot of it's a spiritual. It connects with your spirituality when you engaging with other people. And so those are the different things that I want to do. Yeah.
Do you think, again, because you said you were passionate about this before you came to UD, do you think the Fitz Center has changed, has your involvement with the Fitz Center changed what you want to do with your life, or has that had an impact on what you want to do with your life?
It has contributed to a lot of different things I thought about. It wasn't easy. I can't just talk to you all and just say like, yeah, this was a great thing, but it was some difficult times. I actually had some things that I messed up, some mistakes I made, but through the Fitz Center allow you to make those mistakes and fix them and learn many lessons out of them. And it kind of, when you get done, you come out like gold, and it allowed me to see, okay, do I want to be a sociologist? Do I want to be a human rights activist? Do I want to be a preacher or teacher? But I found out working through the Fitz Center and working with community building and working with students and faculty and staff that it incorporates all those things. So through that, I'm still kind of figuring out. That's why I'm traveling. That's why I'm planning on going to Africa after I graduate. I'm actually looking to apply for the AmeriCorps to get more involved on a national scale of development. So,
one of the things you said made me think of, there are programs that they do, and I don't know too much about the River Stewards, but I know they take a group of students down, they kind of talk to them and stuff. But, so, in that case, they're just kind of exposing students to that. But there are other things, and even in the River Stewards, there are students who are leading it. So the question I'm getting at is, to what extent do they empower students to really run these things and to be, to take on real responsibility? Right.
Well, for Dayton Civic Scholars, our cohort, it took us a while to understand that, like, this is our baby. One of the biggest things that the issues we wanted to attack was poverty. And we saw that education was that vital thing. It was the main important factor that was going to attack poverty. So what we decided to do was to choose a high school. We was like, okay, what high school? So we chose Meadowdale High School, not knowing Meadowdale High School was one of the bottom 4 schools in the state of Ohio. So what we decided to do was to go into the high school, speak with the students, speak with the staff, see what do they see in their community and how do they see, what change do they see they want to commit. So what we did, we organized that, we mobilized it, and then we created another event and brought them on campus to allow them to see this is the things that we're doing, this is some things that you can do and how you can contribute to your community. So in that, we actually was able to build a project, a capstone project, that's going to help students in the high schools be able to be community builders themselves. So it's a way of us giving back and us sharing, and we also receiving the experience from them. So that, I can say that's an experience of taking ownership. And without the help of Mr. Dick Ferguson or our advisor, so it was very tough.
So you kind of talked about that at the end, but tell me, to what extent was that project run by students versus the staff at the Fitz Center, the full-time staff?
Well, our cohort project, we had to organize our own times, our own place. We had to commit ourselves to what areas what role each person is going to play as far as with the project. For example, I served as the community liaison at Meadowdale High School. So I was like the site coordinator. So I stayed at Meadowdale High School like 3 or 4 times a week and served about 15 hours. So I utilized that as an internship. That was my second internship. So through that I was gaining information, building relationships. So I had to communicate what was going on in Meadowdale with my other peers, and my other peers were working on more administrative things. So all these different roles, they all came together into this one big project. And we, as a senior, we learning like, man, it takes a lot to really make change. And it's not just, it don't take just one person. You have to have a collaboration of other people. And one thing I mentioned to you earlier, it's about those relationships. If you don't have those trustful relationships, it's very difficult to move forward and making some tough decisions. And that's what the Fitz Center helps you do. Yeah.
Good. Anything else? Anything else that you want to talk about or that you wanted to say about the Fitz Center?
Yes, one thing that I can share about the Fitz Center is it really has impacted my life, more of me as an individual, who I am, and how I see my community, because the Dayton area is something that I really treasure. It's something I really look towards of making a big change. And the Fitz Center really opened up my eyes, and it allowed me to know that I can be significant. I do have a purpose in Dayton, and I just hope and continue that the Fitz Center will reach out to high schools, that it will continue to reach out to other youth and find ways where the college students can connect with the high school students, and it can be a way where students are taking those ownerships of those opportunities to make a change in Dayton and eventually be those future leaders. Because if we think about it, who's going to be the next leaders of society? Who's going to be the next ones that's going to do the projects? Who's going to be the next ones that's going to uphold the Fitz Center? So I love the opportunity I love actually the way the Fitz Center is working with Dayton Early College Academy with the TAF seminar, where the students work with Governor Taft and figure out an issue in the community and they attack it, and they have other Fitz Center participants to help out in that. So those are the different things I really enjoy hearing about when I know about the Fitz Center. Yeah.
Good. Anything else?
I don't think so.
That covers it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
That was great.
It was?
Yeah.